Hi, this is Mark, creator of the Dirt Locker, the erosion control system, and we are in Tyler, Texas, doing an installation here that has several unique components to it that we're really excited about, and we really are looking forward to helping this homeowner, Vanessa, solve the problems that she has here. As you can see, Vanessa's hillside is very steep. In fact, it has a 35-degree angle. Notice we are struggling just to walk up the hill. Imagine how hard it would be to do any type of landscaping on this angle. The biggest concern Vanessa has with her hillside is erosion. Because of the steep angle of her hill, it has been difficult for her to grow any type of plants that would curtail erosion. But the most urgent problem is that her eroding soil is encroaching on her neighbor's property and has to be fixed right away. As I mentioned earlier, we were going to have the homeowner Vanessa out here talking to us about what she's encountered, the things that she's tried to employ on this hillside. But I wanted to start that conversation off with a couple of items. One is that I'm really not this short and she's not that tall. So we're actually on her hillside. So there's that. But Vanessa, I wanted to just ask you, tell us a little bit about how you found Dirt Locker, or actually let's talk about some of the problems you've encountered here.
Everything on the bookmark. I've encountered erosion, having issues getting any plants to grow. The hillside is so steep that the water, every time it rains, it just shoots at a fast pace, so it doesn't give that opportunity to anything to grow. So we've tried Curlex, which is an erosion matting. We've tried trying to play with plants and maybe cutting into, but it doesn't work. And the only thing that grows right now is rye, and it dies in the winter, and we just have to continually start seeding again. And so it's this cycle that we're just never going to end, and so we just kind of have to find a solution. And we live so close to our neighboring property that we have a very small margin to do anything. That's why this is so good. We also don't want to impede in their space, and being respectful of their property as well. Anything, we have to do something quick. So we have issues with the HOA trying to come up with ideas, and they're trying to get engineering reports and things like that are unnecessary because they want it to be sod, but this is way better than sod. This is going to resolve it. We have erosion control plants that are actually going to grow because they have the opportunity and the chance to now. But this is going to super exceed everybody's expectations, and we hope they're okay with it, and they're going to love it because they're going to be asking, what did you do, where did you get it, and where can I get some? So,
after consulting with Vanessa on the phone and understanding her hillside problems and her budget, together we were able to come up with a creative solution. Vanessa is a designer, and as you can see, a hands-on type of person, and as such, she had a lot of input into how we were going to design the dirt lockers. She asked if we can install the dirt lockers in separate sections. We agreed on 4 sections where each section would span the width of her hill. This would stop the erosion and still work within her budget. On the left side of the hill, which wraps around the house, Vanessa decided to place what we call half circles, which is a dirt locker placed anywhere on the hill and secured with J-hooks. On the corner of the hill, Vanessa has chosen to add the dirt locker tree rings, which are 2 dirt lockers connected together to form a large ring. The rings will allow Vanessa to plant larger trees. As you can see by Vanessa's design, you can be extremely creative with the dirt locker products. The dirt lockers can be networked together, installed in separate rows, installed separately, and can be combined to create larger planter rings. I would encourage all our current and future customers to be creative when designing your new dirt locker system. If you have questions or ideas about dirt locker designs or plans, please share them in the comments section. Now let's look at Vanessa's installation. Since we were in Tyler for only 2.5 days, we were not able to see the full installation, but we were able to help Vanessa get the project rolling. We started with the top section on the main hillside. We recommended that she install the dirt lockers in separate rows. This means that each row would be installed separately and not connected to the row above or below it. We prescribe separate rows when hillsides are steep or when they are curved. It is important to correctly place the first row of any dirt locker project, as the first row will affect the placement of all the other rows. Before we do anything, we set a string line to help us place the J-hooks in a straight line that is also parallel to the house. Vanessa is using a 36-inch long 2x4 to space the J-hooks evenly. The width of the J-hooks sets the width of each dirt locker. We want all the dirt lockers to have the same width. The width of the dirt locker can be between 24 and 36 inches wide. A wider dirt locker width conforms better to steeper hillsides. Now that the J-hooks are placed, we can set the first row. Thanks to Vanessa's father-in-law, the first row of dirt lockers has been assembled and is ready to go. We can easily drag the assembled row down and across the hillside to get it situated in the right place to be attached to the J-hooks. The dirt lockers are light, flexible, and easy to maneuver. However, I do recommend that you wear gloves when handling the dirt lockers to protect your hands. Once we staged the first row, we were able to begin inserting the J-hooks into the dirt lockers tab opening and pushing them down all the way into the ground. Notice we are trying to replace the J-hooks in their exact same spot to keep that 36-inch width. Also notice the dirt locker tab slot is lining up with our string line. Once you get the hang of this, you can quickly run down the line and get all the dirt lockers perfectly lined up with the string while keeping them the same width. It always helps to have a good team of people at your side when installing the dirt lockers and a photographer to make you famous. Now that the first row is in, you may think, okay, let's add the second row. However, when you are installing separate rows, it is better to fill the first row with soil before you start the second row. The reason for this is that the first row will expand when filled with soil. Once the row is full, you can make an accurate placement of the next row. As you can see here, the first row has already been filled. Vanessa ordered the soil from her local nursery based on the Dirt Locker website estimator. When placing the next row, we recommend that you space the J-hooks 3.5 inches down from the row above, starting at the center of the first dirt locker in the row above. Since a common 2x4 is 3.5 inches wide, it works as a perfect spacer. Place the dirt lockers on the J-hooks and they should fit perfectly. Here, we're using the same 36-inch 2x4 we used to space the J-hooks in the first row. We're using it as a guide to make sure that each dirt locker is 36 inches wide. Making small adjustments is super easy. Just pull out the J-hooks and place it in the right place. One more pro tip about our trusty 2x4. You can use it to level each of the dirt lockers. Place the 2x4 on top of the dirt locker and then hammer either side until it is level. You can place a level on the 2x4 if you want to dial it in perfect. The dirt lockers don't have to be perfectly level to work as your plants grow. Most of the dirt lockers will be hidden, so don't get too caught up in perfection. Now, for one last innovation on dirt locker placement, between myself and Vanessa's amazing crew, we were able to create a template to help place and hold the J-hooks in the right position. We have Addison here with me, who has been helpful in a couple different ways for this project. One, she's actually got in here, helped install the dirt lockers. Between her and her boyfriend and their company, Parallel Products, they have helped come up with a fixture that we believe is going to simplify and make more accurate the installation process. So, Addison, I don't, if you want to explain what we're doing here, or
well, yeah, we took these pieces of wood here and cut them to where each rebar would fit exactly where it needs to space out the dirt lockers, so that whenever we're putting them down, because they tend to, when working with the dirt, it maneuvers and it sits and it settles. So this helps us to line them up so we don't have to constantly adjust every time we lay down a series of dirt lockers.
So we have the spacing here. It is 3.5 inches wide, and we have the spacing between the J-hooks 36 inches. And then at the end of each one of these, we have 18 inches. So we join up our next fixture to the end of this one. They butt up against one another. And this total distance is 36 inches. Again, 36 inches in the middle. And then we just keep going along the hillside in that manner, putting one fixture after the other, butting it up against the other, and putting the J-hooks in place. And it just makes it so much easier. Once Vanessa and her crew got the basics down, it was off to the races. Vanessa decided to add a short row above the first row to even out the top of the hill. Here you can see we have placed the first row of the second section parallel with the first section. I'm setting the line for the third section by measuring from the second section. Now you can see why it is so important to correctly place the first row. Once the J-hooks are placed, the dirt lockers are easily installed. Just before we had to return home, we were able to set the first row of the fourth section. Now all Vanessa has to do is place the remaining rows in each section. Okay, let's look at the other side of Vanessa's hill that wraps around the front of her house. As mentioned before, Vanessa wanted to add half-circle dirt lockers to this part of her yard. With the help of her father-in-law and husband, they were able to install all the half circles in less than a day. Vanessa used the orange flags to visualize where she wanted to place the dirt lockers. After that, it was easy staking the dirt lockers down with the J-hooks and leveling them with the 2x4. Once they are filled, the fun begins, planting. Vanessa not only wants to stop erosion on her hillside, but she wants her yard to look as nice as her beautiful new home. As you can see, her property can be seen by all the neighbors in her neighborhood. So, Vanessa, it's really been great being here, right? And, we would love to go to every install, and clearly we can't, but there were some things that drew me to Tyler. One of them was your personality. And what you wanted to do, because I knew that you had a lot of design ideas, and that's one thing that I like to see, using the dirt lockers in different ways, right, and add some variation to it. Vanessa, you want to talk a little bit about your experience here, and then maybe we can talk about some of your design ideas. And
Sure, absolutely. So initially we had this plan in mind of creating these rows, and Mark comes here, and as I suspected, he is just full of ideas and his mind is constantly thinking of stuff. But that's why I love it so much, because we can do one thing and we can do 10 other things. And we actually got the opportunity to do a couple different stuff here. So we have detached rows, we have random patterns, and we could have done so many other ones, but we just had to kind of tone it down a little bit and just come back to what we really were trying to accomplish, and something that really just fit the house best. So so I'm super excited to show everybody what the finished product looks like, and we have just the easy work ahead of us, which is just planting and making it all pretty. I couldn't ask for a better host. Can I give you a host?
Thank you.
Yeah, we did it. This is it. Now it's the fun part. So thank you. Thank you guys.
As we're wrapping up here, we really appreciate you watching. We hope you got something from this, and please like our video, subscribe to our channel so you can get updates, you can see where we're going next, you can see any new inventions that we wind up coming up with that may help your installation. So like and subscribe, and we really thank you for watching.